Hey guys, welcome back to Astral Diaries, channel dedicated to astral projection, OBE, experiences, lessons, mistakes. Just a little quick experience happened 2 nights ago. Wanted to share that real quick. I want to make this video kind of short and to the point. A little bit of a channel update. I came back from the cruise that I made a video about before the cruise. If you're following my channel, I've dropped a few videos here and there, just kind of some of the little short clips that I got. I plan on dropping the videos of what happened during the cruise kind of one at a time instead of just uploading all of them, kind of trickle them. So look forward to that. The way to support the channel, obviously like, share, subscribe, and you can support the channel financially through Buy Me Coffee. By the way, which is a donation system, I noticed it's set up for like $25 minimum, which is a lot, man. That's a lot of money for anybody. Anything less than 10 is fine, man. If anybody wants to support, I'm trying to figure out how to fix that, why it's set up for 25. That's a lot of money, man, with inflation and everything. 25 is a lot of money for anything. So I mean, anything less is fine as far as that goes. But so let's kind of do a video here about a recent experience that happened the first night back from the cruise. So I'm not going to give away anything about what happened on the cruise. I have videos that will kind of explain that. But this happened right after the cruise. And it was on the lucid dream category. And there's a reason I want to share it. Because this channel is mainly for astral projection OBs, but because this has to do with a target that I've been chasing for the last month, that's why I want to share it. The other thing I want to say, guys, was, you know, as far as some challenging with triggering an exit, vibration, sleep paralysis, you know, in my last video, I kind of shared one of the things I mentioned was just having a channel. There's multiple reasons, which I might do a video about, but so having a channel can have its effects. When you have astral projection OBEs before having a channel, it's more like a natural process. You know, that's all you want to do. And some people journal it, some people don't. I was somebody who didn't journal it, which is why I started this channel. But I forgot to mention, last video was while watching, reading, listening stuff about OBE astral projection, it helps. If you've never experienced it, it helps with possibly triggering for you. But I think there's a line that you could cross where it could become too much, and that could be something as simple as having a channel. Because once you have a channel, guys, there's a lot that goes behind having a simple channel as this. Before a video, like right now, I had to like think about what I was gonna say, right? And then after all the little editing, which I don't do a whole lot because I'm just kind of walking around. But there's a lot of stuff that goes with a channel that can be as a distracting. So that plays a role. And I think I did mention Andre and Corey, who are Darius' students. They've been having some challenges. And we all kind of started our channels around the same time. From the way I remember, I think I was first Andre and then Corey. So the other thing I forgot to mention in my last video was, you know, the goals are getting more challenging. I remember when I started getting back to astral projection OB, they were simple goals, you know, fly from that window, fly from this window, walk through the front door, check like a number and stuff like that. Those are more simpler goals versus now trying to access a deceased cat that I lost like almost 12 years ago. You know, trying to access my father again. So the goals are getting tougher. I think that plays a role too. And then another reason, I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to get too sidetracked. So let's kind of jump into this experience. It had to do with the cat that I'm still trying to access. I made videos about it. This white cat that I had for about 14 and a half years. Lost him about 12 years ago now. So in the last video I made, I told you guys I accessed him through that between sleep awake state. And what I forgot to mention, so this cat literally showed up sitting on my chest. He was fluffier. It's not that I could just see the cat, I could feel him. Like I was petting him and rubbing him the way I, pet my current cat, which is also white, but she's female. So I forgot to mention that I could actually feel the cat. So what happened was, the night after cruise, I find myself, shoot, I don't want to get too sidetracked here, but if you follow the news, the whole Idaho 4, I don't really follow that news that much, but you can't help but it kind of pops up here and there when you're watching YouTube. The whole home intruder, somebody coming in your, there's a reason I'm telling you guys, it plays a role with this. Somebody coming in your house in the middle of the night. I actually plan on doing a video about that, kind of around that topic, in relation to OBE's astral projection, how you can see a loved one, which I might still do. I was kind of thinking about that. The whole Idaho 4, if you're not familiar, the whole freaking Brian Koberger thing, So the reason I'm sharing that is I found myself in a situation where I was in my living room and I got that sense of somebody trying to come in my house. So that's why I brought up the whole Idaho 4, because that's what happened, right? Obviously in the middle of the night, this crazy person went in. So I kind of sensed this. And you know what, man? As a guy, I don't want to sit around and find out who this is, what it is. I just went towards my front door. I'm like, you know what? Whatever this is, I'm going to confront it. So I got up from my couch. This is my current house, the setting, everything. I would say 90% similar. So I went towards my front door. As I'm walking down the stairs, my current cat is running right by my feet, as she normally does when I go downstairs, usually from my bedroom, because she wants to be fed. And she's kind of wearing like little glasses, which is weird because during my trip I saw a dog wearing sunglasses. I think that maybe played a role. So as I'm walking down to confront this potential intruder, whoever's trying to get in my house, and my cat running by my feet, I become lucid. So when I become lucid, usually I don't really care. Once I become lucid, I don't care what it is, if it's astral projection, OB, or whatever, because all I know is I'm in a reality as real as physical, and I'm gonna keep moving forward with whatever goal I have. And I remember specifically that what my target is, which is accessing this cat. Even though I've kind of tried to step away from this target a little bit in the last few weeks, because I feel like if you can't reach a target, sometimes it's good to kind of step away from it, maybe change it up. So I kind of did that, to be honest with you. A couple nights ago I said, you know what, I got to change my target. But in the back of my mind, of course, I knew that was the target. So once I became lucid, I was like, okay, so now I can see if I can access this cat. And if you watch my previous video, there's a certain way I would call this cat right before feeding him, that no matter where he would be in the house, once I would call him this way, he would just show up. So my plan was, during an experience, to do that and then hope for the cat shows up. So once I become lucid, it's dark. I'm kind of going down the stairs to confront this potential intruder. When I become lucid, all that stuff's out the window. All I know is I'm in an experience and I got a goal. So I asked for this cat, but I'm very cautious to not say it verbally, because I don't want to take the risk of opening my mouth physically, because I'm kind of in this experience, but it's kind of shaky. I can feel it. I'm not like it could kind of end any minute. So I call for this cat telepathically, and unfortunately he doesn't show up, and around that time the experience ends. So the reason I want to share this experience is because, it was a lucid dream. I was aware of my goal, and I was also aware enough to not shout or verbally say this thing that I want to say to my cat, with the risk of potentially moving my mouth physically. So I kind of did it in my head, and had the experience not ended, maybe he would have showed up. Oh yeah, the other thing was, I was also aware enough to, because when I went downstairs to confront this intruder and then I became lucid and I knew that I'm in an experience, normally what I would have done is open the front door and walk right through it. And the reason I didn't do that is because this cat was an indoor cat. So even though in this experience it doesn't matter, indoor, outdoor, I could have easily opened that door and looked for the cat there, and probably be more into the experience. You know, maybe this experience would have stuck a little bit more. But I made a split decision. I asked for the cat. Unfortunately, around that time, I also the experience ended, so unfortunately I didn't get to see the cat. I guess one step closer. At least I tried, made it as far as being an experience and calling the name the way I wanted to, but unfortunately it didn't last enough for me to hopefully see the cat. And what's cool is I could potentially see both of them at the same time, which is what I said in my previous video. How cool would it be for me to see my current and the one that I lost now 12 years ago right next to each other at the same time? That would have been nice. It almost happened, but it didn't. So that's it, guys. Just a quick little update. Like I said, I will upload the videos from the cruise in the next day or two. I want to kind of get this out of the way because it just happened 2 nights ago while it was fresh in my head. Again, like, share, subscribe, buy me coffee. See you guys on the next one.